What it, what it, what it, what it, what it, what it do? It's your boy ELOOO, and we back in the building with it, sipping this coffee. I got a couple new mugs. This one of my favorite ones though. That Top Gun Maverick is perfect to have this cup on today because we leaders out here. Life is a war zone, and if you ain't mentally prepared for this stuff out here, hey, you just gonna fall by the wayside like the rest of them do. You'll just be one of the pigs led to slaughter, like they say. You don't get the knowledge that you're supposed to get out here. You'll be a pig led to slaughter. You'll just be walking in the line with the rest of the world that's going along with the world. You're supposed to have your own path, your own foundation to make it happen. So let's just take us into the topic of this episode. This episode we calling Human. Human. You a human, man. The HU part is standing for humanity, humility. Those type things are words that all men should know at this point in life. When you young, you able to do all the dumb stuff. It's like they say, again, I go back to a statement I made on a couple episodes ago from my boy Byron. Shout out to Byron for real, man. He said, kids make mistakes. Kids make mistakes, adults make choices. Kids make mistakes, adults make choices. So when we live in this life and we going through the things that life presents to us, people be like, man, I'm going through so much, my plate full, I can't handle this, I can't do this here. Are you being an adult? Are you being, you know what I'm saying? Like we tend to make excuses to why we can't handle certain situations and stuff. Where at those moments is when we supposed to be figuring things out. I'm getting the phone call, kind of threw me off just then. I'm staying to the topic. So the last episode that we was on, I'm gonna switch and to get into what I was saying and leading up to. Last episode was on, I spoke on both of my grandmothers being sick. One of them was at a facility being led and observed by hospice. And then I had my other grandmother who was at her home, was just released from the hospital, and hospice met her at her house and stayed there until her last breath. So I lost both of them this month. One on the beginning of the month, my mom's mom, Grandma May. I lost Grandma May on Easter Sunday. But I spoke on this stuff here within the last podcast. Then I lost Grandma Dolly, my dad's mom, this week, a couple of days ago. And you know, I was able to do the things that I've always done with my family members that passed on. And what I normally do is see them into the van, into the coroner's van. And I was able to do that for every last one of my grandparents that I was raised with. My grandfather was the first one that I did it with back in 2007. He passed, had a heart attack. The whole family made it over there. And at that time, I didn't know it was a tradition that I was starting. At that time, it was something that I needed to do. It was something that I needed to do for me within my inside. You know, it was something that I needed for what you call closure. And that's what I've been making sure that I'm doing this whole process. As I said to you in the beginning of this opening, this introduction to this episode, I spoke on people going through regular life stuff and not being able to continue on their journey or their path that they're already on their everyday stuff. And you are a human, man. You are a human, man. So I'm saying that to say to the men out here, first off, one of the notes that I put on the side right here was, we're not creating weak men. We're not creating weak men. I'm in the position of leadership right now. I'm in a position of mentorship right now. I'm in the position of fatherhood. I'm in the position of being a husband. I'm in the position of still trying to become a better son, better grandson, all that good stuff. But I mean, at this point, I don't have any more grandparents. So the best thing that I could do as a grandson is continue to push and develop a legacy that can be passed on to the younger generation that was created through and that started with the grandparents, that's passed to the parents, that's passed to the grandkids. You know, You got to find a balance in life. Walking around always upset, walking around allowing your life's pressures to pressure you. I could walk around my house right now and be like, man, I'm going through too much. Don't talk to me. I'm going through too much. I am not going to work. I'm going through too much. I can't hear that right now. That's not realistic. Realistic is, this is the moment that we're living in right now, and I must accept and attach to every emotion and every feeling that is going on, because my daughter is only 9 for a year, 12 months. My son is only 16 for a year, for 12 months. Me and my wife is only at our ages for now. Don't create a memory for this moment right now off of hurt, off of being a damaged goods. Don't create memories right now because you don't want to attach to your emotions or to your feelings or to the moments that we're living in right now and accept them as reality. Most of us want to continue to live in these fairy tale worlds as we did as we was kids, like the cartoon characters. You see Bugs Bunny get hit over the head with an instrument, and only thing that develops is a knot on the top of his head. That's not realistic for us. We're not cartoon characters. Realistic for us is men cry. Realistic to us is, at the very least timing that you expect a thought or a memory to come in and make you emotional, it comes in and make you emotional. But guess what? That moment you must hug that moment. It must be caressed. It must be cuddled. It must be taken in to an intimate state. Because if not, we might lash out at a later date. We might lash out at the wrong time. We might lash out on the wrong people, the wrong person, if we're not really attacking our emotions and our feelings. Because remember, the topic of this one is, you are a human, man. You are a human, man, that must have humility and all those other compassionate words that go along with being a passionate person. Yeah, man, it's just going through what I'm going through right now. Losing both grandmothers. Both grandmothers was very impactful into my life. When I was growing up in my childhood, it's very few weekends that I can think of that I wasn't at either one of their houses. There's very few days in my childhood that I can think of that me and my cousins, or on my dad's side, me, my brother and sisters, and some of my cousins was at my grandmother's house. A lot of my memories from my childhood come from both of their houses, man. Some weekends, I used to come down on Friday to my grandma Dolly's house. That's my dad's mom. I come down there to be with my brothers and all that them. Then by the end of Saturday, I make my way over to my grandma May house to be with my granddaddy and all my other cousins. My cousin Brian, my cousin Poo Poo, my cousin. We got just so many of them. Nadia, Ebony, everybody. Toya, everybody. Everybody would be at my grandma May house. So we'll be at one grandma house and be like, hey, look, man, I got to shoot over here to grandma house. Sometimes I brought my brothers and them with me to my grandma house. My grandma May house was the house that in the community everybody got memories at. And I am just talking about not family members. I'm talking about the community of Northside Fort Pierce got memories at my grandma's house because of the cookouts that the family had. And I done mentioned it on here before. You come to my grandma's house for a cookout, and guess what? She gonna make sure you eat. If you don't eat, she gonna feel like you being funny. So you at least got to get a plate, put some foil paper on it, take it home. If you don't like it, you throw it away at the house. But I guarantee you went too many plates thrown away. To be honest with you, I haven't seen no one take a foil paper home from a foil paper plate home with food on it from my grandma's house that hadn't already ate. That mean that they done bust down 2-3 plates already and they gonna take one home with them. That's how it went down at May house. The pots was potting over there, all right? The pots was potting over there. She would cook them greens. I'd be sneaking in them greens from the night that she started cooking until the next day when she done with them, because that's how she was old school. She was old school country. She cooked them good plates. So it take you a day or two to finish the whole meal. Like I say, these are the things that I'm doing to attach to my feelings, my emotions, surrounding myself with the memories of the good times. Even the bad times has to be isolated and broken down properly, because that's how you develop scars on your brain and on your heart. If you don't properly break down Um, man, we got so many people walking around that's destroyed in the inside just because they won't simply sit down and caress their feelings. They won't simply sit down and get intimate with their emotions. They let them emotions control them and outburst out of everywhere. Just, yeah, just what they call an emotional wreck. Don't become an emotional wreck. How do we do that? ELOOO, how we do that? Like I'm telling you, sometimes you need some time alone. Everybody want to be in these crowds and hanging out at these places where there's a whole bunch of people at. Then you walk through the building, you realize all these motherfuckers in here messed up. All these motherfuckers in here. But hey, listen, this is what I had this is a thought I had. It's a lot of fake healing going on out here. You heard me? There's a lot of fake healing going on out here. People say, "Oh, I'm doing this, working on myself. I'm doing that, working on myself. I'm going to this place, working on myself." Then you get around them for 5 hours. Forget 5 days. You get around them for 5 hours and realize this mother lover messed up, bro. Something wrong with them. And I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with them. They emotional is all outdoors. They emotions, they wear their emotions on the top of their head, on their shoulders, on their chest, on their pants, on their legs. Everywhere they're at, their emotions is. They're not attaching to their emotions in the proper way and trying to deal with them properly. What they're doing is projecting their emotions onto everybody and everywhere they go, and then remaining with the scar. They keeping the wounds and the scars wide open. They ain't putting the bandages on them. What they doing is they got a cut on their arm or over their chest, and they walk around putting a bandage on you. Brother, you need to put a bandage on you first. Work on your cuts and stuff. Then you can probably help the next person. You can't help no one until you help yourself. Same type of stuff that I've been talking about on the show for the longest, man. You can't help no one until you help yourself. So you walking around here thinking that you Captain Saver, trying to, uh, go and be a therapist to this person, go and be a therapist to that person, and you need therapy yourself. That is the outlook of the community of America right now. A lot of fake healing going on with exceptional trauma within. Fake healing from exceptional trauma will only equal up in over emotional reactions. Riverside, you got to clip that up. Riverside, you got to clip that up because it's nothing but the truth, man. And it goes back to what we're saying. We're not creating weak man. We're not creating excuses to why we did this. Oh, I lashed out because both of my grandmas died this week. No. What I've been doing this week, I'm still on the game plan. I'm still being a mentor. I'm still being the leader. I'm still being the coach, still being the father, still being the husband, still being the brother, still being the son. And I'm doing it at a high level right now. Why? Because I'm making sure that when it's my time in that box, that y'all gonna actually have some real memories of me. Y'all gonna have some real memories of understanding like, dang, I never even realized that he was going through what he was going through when he was going through it. To me, that's a man. A man is a leader. A man is a person. I remember hearing this story right here. Military guys was having a conversation, and the guy was speaking on, a lot of people speak on being leaders and everything, but a leader, someone who could take a platoon into a foreign land. Never seen the layout in person, probably seen, some drawings of this gonna be here, that's gonna be there. They got the map from Cookie off of the movie Life. Cookie just done drew up this and Cookie just done drew up that and said, when you cross over this lane, there's going to be a barbed wire fence there, but you never actually walked up and seen that fence. So you don't really know if that's there. So a leader in the military, they taking a platoon of, let's say 30 people over to a foreign land, and they're going through and they're clearing houses and they're clearing spots out that they've never initially went to and seen before. So they're in a foreign land and got live rounds shooting at them, bullets coming at them. 1 2 3 4 5 of your people who came over here with you not going back with you. They not coming back with you. Why? Them taking the bullet saved the rest of the platoon. And get what that leader got to do. That leader still got to round up everybody and get them back home. Who is alive to get back home? Now, it's one thing to deal with that on the battlefield, because on the battlefield, at the end of the day, the mission is still to get back home. Handle what we need to handle and still get back home. We lost a few, but You ain't got time on that battlefield to sit and even think about who we just lost and what we just lost. We still got to get back home. Now, here go when you got to deal with that. When you get back home. Most leaders from the military get back home and go into a depression that's so far gone. This is the part that I heard about from the military guys. They come back home and they be stuck in such a slump or such a depression because the people that they left there, the people that was lost there, you know, they had to come home and the families had to find out that your soldier ain't making it back home. They had to fold that flag at the funeral procession. That's stuck on that leader, man. Is you a leader to a point where you can go lead a platoon of men into war, understanding that some of them ain't coming home, but still have them prepared to come home? Or you gonna be one of them emotional cats, your partner right here on the side of you go down, and you just decide that, hey, we might as well all die right here. The mission aborted. We gonna die with him. Deep thoughts, man. Deep thoughts, man. Like I said, I operate and think a little differently on a lot of different things, and those are the type of stories that I like to hear when you really going through it, because that's how real life is. That's how real these situations is. It's like, you know, one of my friends used to say this here, rest in peace, Champ Miller, man. May your name live on. May your legacy live on. May your son carry it to the best of his ability. And that's from the bottom of my heart. We work out with Champ Miller. You go on the run. You go down there hitting them stairs, and that boy tell you, he say, hey, Earl, sometimes you leave home, you got to find your way back. Huh? The way that you went to something ain't the way that you gonna come back from something. Hey, I'm just kicking the bobo with y'all this morning, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, podcasting is very soothing to me. I love doing this here. I love talking. Not only do I love doing this and I love talking for my personal reasons, the amount of y'all that has reached that, the amount of y'all that tells me that y'all watch these episodes. A lot of y'all just see the clips on social media and think that you've seen the whole episode. And I'm still thankful for that. I thank Riverside for having it in a situation where I can post a full 30-minute to an hour situation up on YouTube, and I can get these 15 to 30-second clips and throw them all over social media, and y'all watch it and y'all heard Earl speak for 15 to 30 seconds and think y'all heard the whole thing. I still love it, because if I can get you to listen to 15 to 30 seconds of a clip that helps you in the way that I can't help you face to face, hey, I want to continue to do this, man. I got a good amount of my players at Fort Pierce Westwood that tell me, like, hey, coach, I heard the podcast, man. I really like what you was talking about. Hey, coach, man, I seen the podcast, man. I ain't know you been through that there. And I thank them youngsters for listening, but I wanted to know this here. We do this for y'all to understand that we, as a coaching staff, we could be 100 places in life, man. We could be everywhere over the world. But being there for y'all and showing y'all how to operate as young men into this world is more powerful, more lucrative, and there is no money in coaching football in Florida. There's no money in it. So when I say lucrative, what I'm saying is being there for y'all, teaching y'all these things, these lessons that a lot of us men can say that wasn't taught to us, wasn't shown to us, and all that is more lucrative. It's more expensive than any piece of money could ever be. Why is that, ELOOO? I had this conversation with my brother the other day. Shout out TK. I told him like this here. I told him, I say, truthfully, I want to get a message to the kids at the school to let them know that, man, y'all really can't be around here picking on people and all that stuff no more. Because what I learned when I got older, once I left Westwood myself and became a man, it started in the early 20s. In your early 20s, I'm incarcerated, and I see the guards at the jail started to be my classmates. The sergeants at the jail, by the time you pushing late 20s, was my classmates. Today, the top detectives in the city, the nurses, the doctors, the carriers, the mailmen, the mail women, what UPS drivers, the barbers, the cooks, the chefs, everybody in this community right now was my classmates, brother. Most of them I went to school with in middle school at Leaker Park. Most of them I went to high school with for the little bit of time I was there at Westwood. And a lot of them I met just through my childhood, playing sports and all that stuff there. We the ones who in the position of power in the community right now. I'm the high school football coach. So what that's telling you, what they say, the kids is the future. Man, the people that y'all around every day, youngster, the people in your class right now, you might be sitting next to the judge that might sentence you in 15 years. It's crazy to think about, bro. If you're an adult that's 30 and over, I guarantee you can attest to exactly what I'm saying right now. I guarantee you can attest to exactly what I'm saying right now. The community is the people I was in, is my class. We was the babies, we was the people that was underage, couldn't do nothing, had to wait for this and had to wait for that. Now we're making the governors. I went to school with them, bro. Like check the ages of these people that's doing certain things within the communities, that's doing certain things. Forget just your local community. I'm talking about the 50 states of America. I got partners over in California that's doing major things. San Diego, the Bay Area. These people are doing things. I got a partner that come to the barbershop every week. Every week we see this guy, right? But I see this guy every day on my television on commercials. He on like 5 major commercials. Bro, I could be watching the NFL football game. The commercial that comes on in between that game, my partner probably gonna be on there. So not only is they running the community in my local little area, I'm talking about major spots. Hey, I got a partner that's a nurse practitioner up north in Delaware. I've been in Delaware one time for him. If it weren't for him, I never would have went to no damn Delaware. You don't know what these people around you and the things that's around you could lead you to in the future, man. So that's why I feel like being around these kids and teaching them this stuff right here is a cheat code for them. Y'all basically around a group of time travelers that can show you what's going on within your times that wasn't going on in the earlier times that's beneficial for you right now. Because I know a lot of these kids ain't getting no teachings, no talkings, or anything of such at home. Some of the kids we deal with are raised by single parents, because there's some single dads out here too. We talk a lot about single moms, but it's some single dads out here too. And life is life, man. Like, it's the same thing we talking about. When you dealing with deaths, when you dealing with financial situations, when you're dealing with relationship situations, sometimes your plate feel you feel overwhelmed. You feel overtaken by life's pressures. And that's why I tell you, we must get intimate with those life pressures. We must figure out how can we categorize these situations into the priorities. We must categorize the priorities. What is first? What do I need to attach and attack first? Then second, third, fourth, fifth. This type of stuff for me is, okay, I got a game plan. I got places and things that I've been trying to do, because that goes back to probably the first episode I did when I say everybody must create their vision boards. Everybody must create their goal list, because life gon' life, and you can get lost in between. What they say, you can get lost in the sauce. You can get lost in the sauce. So much stuff start going around you and going on that you get lost. Okay, let's go to it, how I got there. I had a young man come up to me after practice one day. He said, "Coach, I need to talk to you." I said, "Yeah, shoot, let's go." He said, "Nah, it ain't about football, coach. It's about life. I'm going through it." I said, "Bet, come on over here then. Let's go over here. Let's go to our own little spot right here. Let's go talk." Shoot, I can tell you about life. I don't know everything. I ain't been through everything. I ain't seen everything, but I'll tell you this here, boy, it's very few. It's very few that I ain't been through. So the young man come to the side. He put me aside. He got some real stuff. Man, the jit had real life situations going on for real. He said he just lost both of his uncles, and his mom and daddy just got a divorce. He said he just lost. And when I say lost, he said they died, brother. A high school kid don't understand death. A high school kid don't understand that everybody gotta go. Everybody come, but everybody gotta go. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So what you said to him, ELOOO? Did what I told him. I told him to create a vision board. I told him, you got to get lost within yourself right now. What's going on in your mama and daddy relationship, that's something I can't even put words on, because you shouldn't even be thinking about that there right now anyways, because that's your mama and daddy relationship. What you need to do is focus on you. And the more you focus on you, the older you get, you'll understand more about relationships. But at this point in life right now, that ain't the part that you need to be understanding, because you a high school kid, you a high school athlete. Actually, the kid, an athlete and a scholar in my book. He plays the instruments and all this different stuff. The kid got a bright future. So him working on himself in the mix of whatever his parents got going on, whatever his rest of his family got going on, is only suitable and beneficial for himself to work on himself. You can't get lost in other people's problems and you don't even know who you is. What I just said to you earlier, man, in order to help somebody, you got to help yourself first. If you still need help, how you helping the next person? If you still need work done to you, how is you going to help the next person work on themselves? That's why I say, man, I'm built for this. I was put on the earth for all of this type of stuff, man. Man, the young fella, he went from dropping tears, which, like I tell him, when his first tear dropped, I said, let him fall. Don't even wipe it. Let that tear drop. Don't even wipe your tear, son. Let it fall. Because we get caught up in this masculinity, macho stuff, that thinking that, oh, men don't cry. Men cry, brother. Men got emotions too, but we can't be emotional. If that don't make sense to you, just keep walking, keep living, and you'll understand a lot more about it as it go. Or you can just keep watching the show, and I continue to break it down for you episode after episode after episode. I always say this on the show too. You got to go through the go-throughs, man. We not exempt from no part of life. We not exempt from no emotions in life. We not exempt from nothing that's gonna happen in life. There is no exempt lists from none of this. I had a partner tell me like that. He say, man, Earl, you got a warrior mindset. Nigga, I ain't never been to the, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been to no military, none of that there, but I've been living life, and I understand that you either got a mindset of weakness or you either got strength, and strength only comes from being weak so long that you have to build the calluses and the muscles and the memory and all that type of stuff there to get strong. When a person, when Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay, that's my age group, Cali Muscle. Let's think of some of these guys that's on the internet now that's all strong and stuff. Young TK, you know what I'm saying? Young TK got good workout videos out there. You know what I'm saying? Strong man. When he first went to the weight room, do you think he walked in hitting 315? Do you think he walked in hitting 365? Do you think he walked in repping 225 off the rip? No. Man, we had to start at 105, maybe 95. It's a plateau to grow into these situations. There's a recipe to grow into these situations. Same thing to strengthening and callousing your mind and your heart and your body. When I say callous your mind, your body, and your heart, I don't mean walking around with a shelled up to the point where you not even really, how you say that? You're not really even attaching to the stuff. You really just cold shouldering everything and harboring all that inside. And then sooner than later, you lash out on the wrong person. You lash out at the wrong time. What we call that? Being a crash dummy. As an adult, when you young, you dumb. Like I said, young people make mistakes. They don't know no better. That's why they can't get life in prison, because the frontal lobe of their brain ain't developed, so their thoughts ain't even processing properly, all of that good stuff. When you young, you can crash out and you just, you know what I'm saying? But the older you get and you still crashing out, it ain't even called crashing out no more. It ain't even called the accident no more. You on a suicide mission, brother. You is on a suicide mission at this point when you start doing dumb stuff as a grown man, understanding we ain't got the same time that we had when we was young to come back from what we came back from when we were young. You heard me? When you get older, you got to start thinking and acting and moving like you an older person. Hey, I love that topic, man. We've been rocking out on it, man. Like I say, y'all want to talk to me more about it, I'm going to talk to you more about it sooner than later. But I'm going to go ahead and hit the DJ switcheroo on y'all, man. Thank y'all for letting me express myself, too. The coffee tasting good today. Yeah, that was a good one, man. Rest in peace to both of my grandmas, all my friends, you know, everybody that's been, man, there's been so much going on the last couple of years. Sometimes I even forget about the people I done lost, man, because it be so many of it. It be so much going on, but each time I make sure I spend time to adjust to the situations. So I properly send everybody on their way the way that I supposed to. Yeah, we doing that, man. Major love to y'all. But here we go. This where we at now. We switching gears on you. We done popped the clutch on the mother loving on and done shifted down from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. I'm in 5th gear right now, so you got to catch up with me. Let's switch it up to the sports. I'm starting at Brandon Sorsby. Do you know who Brandon Sorsby is? Brandon Sorsby, quarterback that just transferred to Texas Tech. My man just got caught gambling. He's checking himself into a rehab for gambling because he got caught. I think this is one of the most dumbest situations that's going on in college football right now. You mean to tell me you making all this money playing college football? Boy on a $5 million contract right now with Texas Tech, and they gave him 1% oil. You done heard that before because I spoke on it on the show. They gave him a 1% oil. He most likely won't be able to play college football ever again in his life. He most likely won't be able to play football ever again in his life, at least not collegiate football. He gonna have to try to do a walk-on to the NFL or something, in which he got the money to do that. It costs $1 million to do a tryout outside of invitations. So he got the money to do it now. He was getting $5 million from one school. He done been to 3 schools. The dumbest situation probably, or possible. The man did exactly what I just spoke on. He done crashed out as a youngster. He done crashed out. It ain't a suicide mission because he ain't old enough to be on one. But he done crashed out as a collegiate quarterback, one of the top collegiate quarterbacks in collegiate football right now. He won't be able to play ball again. The NCAA will make that ruling because it has been noted that this man has placed over 1,000 bets. Over 1,000 bets on collegiate sports. Now, they did come out with the rule last year and say that collegiate players can bet on professional sports. Collegiate sports is not professional, my boy. Parents, if your kid is an athlete that has the opportunity to get NIL money, to do things within this new world of collegiate sports, you should be studying some stuff and learning these rules and stuff. And you definitely need to include your kid with it. Because some of these kids are losing the greatest opportunity, the greatest time ever in collegiate football due to dumb decisions and actions that's leading them to be what we call a crash out. Brandon Sorsby is my collegiate crash out for the next 3 months. And I can't even say for the year because I know for a fact in the next month or two, we'll have some more news, some more headlines of somebody else doing something dumb. Before this right here with Brandon Sorsby, he wasn't a college player no more, but it was James Pace, the linebacker who had just entered the rookie that was at Atlanta this year that did all that stuff to that girl. He was the crash out before that. Now it's Brandon Sorsby. Brandon Sorsby, get your stuff together, brother. That's my take on that. Now I'm going to the draft. Won't be long, but it won't be short neither. My take on the draft. I'm going to start with the Rams. I'm with Sean McVay. Ty Simpson should have stayed his rump in college sports, made him some more money. He's not an NFL caliber quarterback. I've said this multiple times to multiple people. Multiple people have wrote me and asked me questions on it. My boy Will wrote me right before the draft and asked me, what did I think about Ty Simpson? I said Ty Simpson need to stay his rump in college football. He didn't even finish the year for Alabama, injury or not. Before the injury, he didn't look good for Alabama. The game against Florida State, he showed a lot of colors. He made Florida State look like a national championship caliber team. Florida State didn't even make a bowl game. Come on, man. Rams, GM, and that's another thing. We learned a lot about the draft this year. Them head coaches, they could put their request in, but they don't have no say-so on that. Sean McVay proved and showed that, hey, you got to go listen to the phone call. Ty Simpson tell coach, let's go make history. Coach Sean McVay say, yeah, no. You're going to be competing with Stetson. The quarterback from Georgia that entered a couple years ago that still haven't had their chance to get on the field. Why? Because Matt Stafford out there still slinging that thing, and they started bringing weapons to him. And shout out to the Rams after that. Cut Ty Simpson, but make sure you keep that other one that you brung in the door. CJ Daniels. Shout out to CJ Daniels getting drafted. The man started his collegiate career at the University of Liberty with Malik Willis. Was I rooting for him to go to the Rams? No. I wanted that boy to be in Dade County Dolphins uniform with Malik Willis so they could do just what they did as rookies and freshmen at Liberty. Go crazy on the league, man. But hey, I'm not a Dolphin fan. I respect the Dolphins. I'm a real Florida baby. I root for the Florida teams all the way around, but I'm a Tampa Bay Buck at heart. I love the Tampa Bay Bucks because they did what they did when I was a kid this year. When I was a kid, the top defensive lineman to get from the University of Miami was Warren Sapp. And they did that and made him a Buck, and he stayed a Buck all the way into his final years in the NFL. Then he ended with the Raiders and all that other stuff. That don't matter. We got the we got the cream of the crop from him from college till his last couple of years, and we got Super Bowl ring out of it. Not only did they go and grab Reuben Bain in Tampa, they went and got Keontae Scott. They went and got Josiah Trotter. They went and got Hurst, the wide receiver that's coming from a little school that's the size of a division, a power 4 receiver. The man's 6'3", blazing. You're telling me you're going to add that big behind receiver with the receiving core we already got? Hey, Mike Evans, we love you, man. We thank you. 1,000 yards every single year you've been on the field from the Bucks. 10 touchdowns every year you've been on the field for the Bucks. Thank you, brother. Same thing with Warren Sapp. We thank you for the time. Super Bowl, Mike Evans, thank you. It's time for you to go and find a more journey. Because why? The last 2 drafts, Tampa Bay done loaded up with so many. Hey, Mbuka, y'all seen what Mbuka did this year, man. We got Tez Johnson on steal last draft, and we just came up with more this year. Stay tuned. Tampa Bay on their way back to the Super Bowl, and we will be back the leader of the NFC South. Atlanta made some moves, but Atlanta still building a NFL team like a college team. If Atlanta Falcons was a college team and they added all the speed and all that stuff that they just added, that would actually be like scary. But in the NFL, it's more system and scheme than it is talent, because everybody in the NFL is talented. Everybody in the NFL is fast at their positions. Do you think these people go through this whole process of scouting these players, going to the combine, watching every little detail that they do, just to put the fastest, strongest man on the field? If that's the case, then everybody already got the fastest, strongest man at their position. That's why it's an evaluation process to this. The NFL comes down to strategy and scheme. So the team that can get the fastest and strongest men to fit their strategy and scheme is the teams that'll make it. Not just because, he went to USC and this motherfucker ran 20 touchdowns. That's not what's going to get the job done. Do that guy that ran 20 touchdowns in college, will that translate to the scheme that we're running on our defense or our offense to help us get to the Super Bowl? That's the NFL. That's the NFL. And with that said, I go on my last note right here. Strategy and scheme is the recipe for the NFL. Strategy and scheme is also the recipe for your adult life. If we're not strategizing and scheming our stuff to the proper level, we will always hit the wall and be stuck in a state of emotion, depression, and downfall. Sip this coffee with your boy ELOOO. It's been a beautiful day. And before I get out of here, let me say, this episode is brought to you by Kingdom Hair Products, available online, available wherever you see me at, available by DM, available by a phone call, available in so many ways. Just get at me. Kingdom Hair Products. Major love, man. Put a smile on your face so you can put a smile on somebody else's face, and we can make this world a better place. And as we always say the same thing in the same way, one finger, two finger, peace.